Alrighty, good evening, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again. I'm here to give you guys your evening forecast update for today here. So, with that being said here, guys, it's been perfect across the Natural State for today. I hope you guys had a great Friday. Temperatures right now are starting to decline a little bit as the sun is starting to set here. So, we've got temperatures 57 degrees in Fayetteville, 55 in Bentonville, 57 in Fort Smith, 57 in Little Rock, 57 in Memphis, 55 out there in Jonesboro, 59 in both El Dorado, El Dorado, Camden, and in Texarkana. 61 still over there in DeQueen at this point. 57 in Mena and 57 in Hot Springs at this current time here. So temperatures are going to continue to fall as the sun sets here. The dry air, the colder air in place. Temperatures will get back to almost where they were last night here, but not as cold as it were last night here. We currently do not have any frost or freeze advisories in effect, as most places have already seen their first freeze or first frost across the natural state here. So last night kind of led to the end of the growing season across the natural state here. But do not expect these temperatures to last long here. As we get into the weekend, into the early part of next week, temperatures will start to warm up here with some guidance suggesting that we will get back into the 70s here as we begin next week here. And then we also are monitoring that next storm system as we get towards that Wednesday into Thursday time frame here. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom this out and show you guys what we mean here. So this is across the board here, guys. I'm going to see if I can zoom this out and show you guys what's going on here. So you can definitely see the cooler half of the eastern part of the country here, and then the warm surge starting to begin across the western half of Texas into the northern plains at this point. What's going on is your ridge is here. A ridge is going to start shifting to the east over the next 24 to 48 hours. So temperatures are going to start to warm up as we get towards late this weekend and into next week here. So with that being said here, guys, said before, that's something that we're going to monitor very, very closely here as we get towards next week here is that storm system here. But behind that storm system, temperatures are going to go to below normal once again here because there are computer model guidance that does swing a cold front through our region here as we get towards that time, get towards the middle to late part of next week here. So what I'm going to do for just a second, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the CPC outlook for next week here. And guidance has been really keen on this, especially for Arkansas. Below normal temperatures are across our neck of the woods here as we get towards next week and into the middle part of next week into the following weekend here. So for those that are going deer hunting next weekend, temperatures look cold. With a northerly wind at this point here. And we'll show you guys that graphically here in just a bit. But that's what we got going at this point. Below normal temperatures for not only the 6 to 10 time frame, but also the 8 to 14 day as well here across the natural state. So with that being said, we're going to go back to our radar. I'm going to show you guys that real quickly. And before we get into that, though, let's talk about your weather highlights here. So, before another cold night expected. I know most areas have already seen their first freeze and frost of the season, but it's the forward temperatures getting back to where they were almost last night. Expect that once again across the natural state. A very nice weekend is on tap across the board here with temperatures rebounding into the 60s, low 70s across the natural state, overnight lows in the 40s. As I mentioned before, the warming trend is going to start as we get towards this weekend and into next weekend. Moisture will gradually start to increase out of response of our next storm system, and there still is some forecast uncertainty for next week's weather maker. However, the severe weather potential right now with that system looks very, very low because of the fact that we won't get a lot of instability coming back into the natural state here. But of course, we're still about a week away, so things can change over the weekend and into the early part of next week here. So, as I mentioned before, you guys, if you're planning on deer hunting next weekend, we got temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s here to start off. Is roughly around 6 o'clock next Saturday morning here. So, just keep that in mind. A northerly to northwesterly wind across the natural state as well. This will likely change over the next couple of days here. We'll keep you guys updated on that. But if you are planning to go deer hunting next weekend, just keep this in mind, looking at very, very cold temperatures across the natural state here to start off here, but we'll keep you guys informed on all that. So, with that being said here, give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over back to our forecast here. So, this is the forecast here, so I apologize for that. This is the forecast for northern Arkansas as we get towards the weekend. High temperatures in the low to mid 60s here. And still before that warming trend as we get towards that Sunday, Monday time frame here with temperatures getting back into the 70s here. However, cloud cover is going to start building back as we get towards Tuesday. Overnight lows will start off in the mid 30s. Gradually back into the low 50s by the time we get towards Tuesday night. And then what's going to happen as we get towards Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to notice the wind is going to start picking up as we get towards Wednesday and Thursday as well as spawns of our next storm system. High temperatures in the mid 70s across northern Arkansas. Overnight lows in the mid 50s here. And the front of boundary swings through as we get towards Thursday. Rain chances pick up as well. 50% props for some showers and thunderstorms by that point. High temperatures in the low 60s. Overnight lows in the 40s. I will have to watch that timing of the front on Thursday. Some indication that temperatures could be met late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning as the front boundary swings through northern Arkansas. Right now, I haven't reflected that off of the forecast. However, we will watch that very closely here. And as we get towards Friday, below normal temperatures once again. High temperatures back down into the low 50s for highs, and overnight lows back below freezing by the time we get towards Friday night and into the start of your Saturday morning here next weekend. So, more the same for central Arkansas here. So, this weekend, beautiful weather. High temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Overnight lows starting off in the upper 30s. Gradually warming up into the 40s and into the low 50s by the time we get towards early next week. With high temperatures back in the 70s here. And there's some guidance, especially on Wednesday. We'll have to watch closely. Could make a run for 80 degrees on Wednesday. So we'll keep an eye on that. And that will really kind of help out in terms of the severe weather potential because you start warming up, you start getting that instability back in the natural state. Something we'll have to watch closely as we get towards Wednesday and Thursday. Overnight lows back at that point back into the upper 50s, but falling quickly back down into the 40s here as we get towards Thursday night, response to the cold front that comes through. And then as we get towards Friday, high temperatures in the low to mid 50s, overnight lows in the 20s here. So it's for severe weather right now. I wouldn't focus on the overall severe weather threat. We'll have to watch it closely here, but it will bring increased rainfall chances and thunderstorm activity as we get towards Wednesday and into Thursday here, guys. So it's a same thing for southern Arkansas this weekend. Beautiful weather, guys. And then we got the game tomorrow. If you're planning on grilling, I would recommend doing it outdoors, guys. It's going to be a very, very beautiful Saturday. High temperatures in the 60s, overnight lows in the 30s here. If you're planning to go to the game, it's going to be a little chilly, especially for tailgating. But by the time we get towards kickoff, temperatures should really get into the 50s to low 60s here. And then by the time we get towards the early part of next week, temperatures really soaring across southern Arkansas. I don't have 80s yet. Sun Computer Model Guidance is saying 79 80 degrees, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. But right now, I think cloud cover may kind of hold those temperatures down just a tad. 20% props on Wednesday. Better chance of rainfall as we get towards Thursday as the front of boundary swings through. High temperatures, low temperatures by that point in the upper 50s, falling down into the 40s here. And then by the time we get towards Friday, look for high temperatures in the mid-50s, overnight lows back down to freezing across southern Arkansas by that point here. So, it's before some key notes. Very beautiful weekend in store for the natural states. We get towards next week, a warming trend back into the 70s. Also, keep in mind for early next week here with temperatures getting back in the 70s, you guys are going to notice the wasps are going to start coming out as well. Something that we monitor during this time of the year here, especially when we get in the 70s. Those wasps are going to be coming out, so just kind of keep that in mind if you're planning on doing any kind of work outdoors here across the natural states as we get towards early next week. And then as we get towards the middle part of next week, the storm system will start to approach our area. Southerly winds, we're talking 15 to 25 mile per hour sustained. Higher gusts could be possible, especially on Thursday as the front of boundary swings through. And then by that point, temperatures back down to below normal averages for this time of the year, and then overnight lows back down to near freezing, even in some cases below freezing across the natural state here. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.